Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Here at Fields & Brown Barbershop, legacy means a lot. We're trying to fill big shoes left by my two uncles and my grandfather, where every haircut came with conversation and every customer left a little taller than when they walked in. The barbershop is about pride. It's about knowing your barber knows your name and your story. Come see us at Fields & Brown Barbershop, where tradition never goes out of style. 3 generations, 1 legacy, your barbershop.
Arctic Air keeps your home or business comfortable. For more than 20 years, we provided outstanding residential and commercial services through southern Middle Tennessee. Whether you need assistance with your heat, air conditioning, preventive maintenance, or anything in between, trust our reliable team to get the job done. We'll take the time to figure out your specific needs and recommend what we believe is right and best for your situation.
We've been using Arctic Air for over 15 years now. Their service is great, they're here when we need them, and their prices are competitive. They take the worry out of the heat and air so I don't have to.
Arctic Air. When you need us, we'll be there.
Financial advisor Scott Beasley knows time spent with family is everything. As a founder of Beasley Wealth Management, his mission is to give clients the freedom to enjoy time with family without the burden of financial concerns. A local of Lawrenceburg, Scott deeply values building relationships with clients, ensuring they make informed decisions concerning asset management, tax planning, and retirement planning. Offering a free initial consultation, Beasley Wealth Management helps clients pursue their aspirations with confidence. A local law firm respected throughout the state. Generations of clients have turned to Boston, Holt, and Durham since 1948. We assist individuals and businesses with their legal needs, including real estate, property closings, personal injury, employment discrimination, and family law. Our clients get the personal attention and convenience of a hometown law firm with the resources and ability to handle any case. Come see us at Boston, Holt, and Durham.
Since opening our doors in 1904, Builtwell Bank has existed to be the local economic engine for the communities we serve. No matter if you're buying a car, saving for retirement, or finally buying that forever home, Builtwell Bank is here to help. From personal checking and savings accounts to a full suite of business and commercial banking with treasury management services, we'll make sure you'll have a dedicated Builtwell banker that understands your unique needs and stands by you every step of the way. No matter where you are in Tennessee or Northwest Georgia, there's likely a Builtwell Bank location nearby. Come see us and let our dedicated financial team help you with all of your banking needs. Member FDIC.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome everybody here to X Sports Today. AJ Good with Bryant, Gobble, Taylor, Plott out sick. Michael Marks doing some interviews for us today, so it's just me and Bryant here to talk. And Bryant, it's been a busy holiday season for both you and for me. Just kind of how was the last couple weeks for you?
Kind of slow, not too much going on really. I've been going here there. We've had games to cover, you know, on the high school level, and you with some college athletics going on. For me, I've been watching some good basketball on in person. Like, I feel like that's my favorite sport to watch in person. I don't know about you, but it just seems like being on the court, like or right in the stands, you're right there next to the action. Football, you're a little more separated, and it's a little like the action is a little more broken up into plays. Basketball, like constant going back and forth
Yeah.
unless there's a timeout or a foul or something. So got to enjoy some basketball over the break. I was telling you, and I'll tell the audience, I didn't watch all of CFB, but I watched as much as I could. I watched as much NFL as I could.
Yep.
Just got back from Louisville. It's pretty cold up there. I was there
it
over
is.
the weekend.
Yes. Yeah.
And I come back down here, and it's like 60 degrees today. So, yeah, I've been running around and enjoying the break. What about you?
Yeah, just traveling all over. Obviously, my family's in West Virginia, so they got to see the kids again. And my little girl's walking. She turned 1, which was fun. We had her first birthday party on the 28th.
Yeah.
Homeless man crashed the party. That's I've already told you that story.
It's a rough
so
situation. Sad.
that was a sad but infuriating situation all at once. It just now you know why a lot of places kind of lock their doors for certain parties like that. It just is what it is. But I had a good holiday. The baby's got a lot of toys. We've been playing Mario Kart, the physical version, not the actual game, and Monster Jam with his new Monster Jam truck. And my little girl is all into getting stuffies, hugging them, and then flopping on the ground with them. So
Come on.
yeah, her and her brother just love smashing their head as hard as they can on the ground. So,
Good.
and me and the wife trying to catch them beforehand. But
Yeah.
you kind of mentioned the CFP. Let's get into it a little bit. Some stunners,
Yeah.
really in a lot of ways. I think the one game, not too stunning if you really look at it, even though I picked the other team to win because I love their defense. And their defense did show up. But Oregon shutting out Texas Tech. Texas Tech's defense was incredible in this game. The numbers don't show it. The score definitely doesn't show it.
Yeah.
But, man, just when their offense, when you're like, okay, they're going to break through, they're going to do something, they throw that interception in the end zone, and it went the pot after that. Oregon's defense, pretty legit. And their offense, they just did enough to win.
Yeah, I was kind of score watching this game while I was driving up to Louisville, and this game, the scores that I kept seeing was pretty within Texas Tech's grasp.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they had scored 0, it was 13-0 ball game going into the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
That's completely doable for
Yeah.
Texas Tech.
Yeah.
So to see that Oregon pulled ahead and their defense held Texas Tech to 0 points, they held the quarterback to only 137 yards passing. That was shocking for me. They got 2 turnovers out of them. I was not expecting this score. I kept hoping, like, all right, I kept looking at the phone. All right, Tech scored yet? Like, when are they going to score? I was surprised to see they got helped. They got blanked.
The majority of that 137 was probably on their 2 best drives. They missed a field goal at the end of the half.
Really?
And then they were driving down. I think it was 13-0. And if they score a touchdown, that makes them one possession game with all the momentum. As good as their defense was playing, throw the bad interception in the end zone, and Oregon goes down and scores and kind of put the game one
Four turnovers for Tech. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and
that'll kill you every time.
Yeah, 2. Let's see. The one interception was that drive was going to be a 3-and-out, but they got a ball, I think, on their 2 or 3 yard line. They moved it up, and then the running back fumbles, but that didn't lead to points because their defense was so good.
Yeah.
Now I think only of their 4 turnovers, they only scored on 2 of them for a total of 10 points. Again, that's good enough to win, but Texas Tech's defense was great. Their offense was terrible, which is why they're getting the number 1 guy out of the portal, the Cincinnati kid, right now. So they're trying to solve that issue. But good on Oregon. They moved to the next round. I'm not shocked they won. I'm shocked by the manner in which they won. Were Indiana 0-0 going into the second quarter, and that's the only hope Alabama had because Indiana came out on fire and just smashed these guys.
They came to prove a point, and they did. Dominated in every statistical category that you can imagine. They had 10 more minutes time of possession. They had 200 more yards of total offense, 0 turnovers, 22 first downs. They're so disciplined. They are so disciplined. Only 1 penalty for 10 yards.
That's great.
Like they oh gosh, I'm very jealous of Cignetti and what he's doing. The disciplined action, the accountability that his football team has. 9 of 14 on third down. Just amazing. I didn't expect Bama to get rolled like this.
Yeah,
I did not.
either.
35 points. 14 of those came in the fourth, but 17 points there in the second quarter for Indiana. Really kind of the middle, I guess. The middle, second, third quarters where Alabama lost it.
Yeah, and I don't know why we are so yellow here on the screen.
I noticed that earlier with
I was-
Michael and his show. It's
Well, it wasn't that way when I got here. How about There we go. We're back. Okay. Switch camera angles so we're not as yellow anymore, but we're good to go there. It looked fine when I'd set this up, and then I don't know what happens.
Weird things happen from year to year. We're in a new year now. So
yeah, we're in a new year. As Ben Luna just said, we look like the Simpsons.
That's good.
That's a really good one. I like that's a good joke there. We really do on there. Anyways, back to that game. Like you mentioned, man, Indiana just does not beat themselves.
No, they don't.
And Kirk Cignetti he's found a formula that works. He's got some dogs. He brought a lot of his James Madison guys over. They've hung like 20 plus of those guys.
They're all like seniors and redshirt seniors. Like they're all an older seasoned team. Like they don't rely on freshmen 5-stars and a bunch of youth. Like they are guys that have been with Cignetti since James Madison days. Yeah.
So I mean, they just don't beat themselves. They look pretty good out there. They're advancing now to the next round on Friday night. A bit of a shocker for a lot of people, but if you really look at it, Miami had the edge on the offensive, defensive lines.
Yes.
Had at the edge of experience at quarterback.
Yeah.
Had some really good skill positions. I mean, even though I don't know why everyone came into this game saying, well, Ohio State's the best team in the country. I'm like, no, the best team in the country just beat them in their own conference championship game. I don't know why it was an 8.5-point spread. I don't know why everyone, when you look at both teams, said Ohio State was clearly better. Miami proved it. That defensive line is for real. That offense really kind of came alive. I've been begging ever since they've been running these wide receiver tunnel screens forever for someone to just, instead of engage the blocker, just run and pick off the ball. Yeah. Miami finally does it.
That was
in the CFP.
That was an electric play.
Great game. It was a great play. I love it.
It was. So got to watch this one on New Year's Eve. I love watching football on New Year's Eve rather than watching the shows and the Dick Clark's Rockin' Eve. Like, give me a football game like this.
Absolutely.
And it was great. I thought Miami jumped out early, right? 14 nothing like that.
They got the touchdown. I think
the pick six made it.
Yeah, because Ohio State gets that big play. They hit Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah.
And then you're thinking, okay, they're about to equal it up. And then 2 plays later, the other way.
Yeah, exactly. I kept thinking, okay, they're up 2 touchdowns, but their offense really hasn't done anything. I'm like, okay, Ohio State's about to make it. Like they're holding them. It's let's see. Going into the fourth, I guess it would have been 17-7. So Ohio State had kind of toughened up, only allowed 10 points on the offensive side. If they could just get out of the mud offensively, then they would be able to hold Miami defensively and come back and win. I kept waiting for that to happen, and it didn't because what you said, and I guess that was kind of the story point of the game, is Miami on the offensive and defensive lines in the trenches, they dominated, and Ohio State could not get anything going. Sayan made a critical error throwing that pick six. I don't know if you can tell me if you think differently. I don't know if there's anything more electric in football than watching a defensive or special teams touchdown.
Oh, I know.
Like that's
in a big game.
That's it. In a big game, just like that.
The place goes nuts.
It does.
And that play, like you could see it coming.
Yeah.
Like the moment he lets go of the ball and that DB,
he's waiting on it.
And Jeremiah Smith, some people would say it was his fault, but he's going to an area where he thinks a DB is going to be, because the DB is supposed to react to him. So if he's going there, he's going to meet the DB there. But the DB immediately reads screen, cuts in,
jumps
and
it.
just
houses it.
He went untouched. But the most impressive thing Miami did was Ohio State makes it 17-14, and you're thinking, okay, They're everyone thinks they're the number one team in the country. They figured them out offensively. They figured them out defensively. They're now going to get a stop and go down and tie it up and send it overtime or get the game-winning score. Then Miami puts on this impressive drive, shuts the game down, and Ohio State had no chance after that.
I forgot about that drive, but that's exactly right. That kind of put it into it. Ohio State, I'm just kind of looking statistically here. Third down kind of killed them. 3 of 10 on third down.
Miami was 50%, weren't they?
7 of 14, 50%. Not a lot of penalties for either team. Total yards, Ohio State has the slight advantage by about 40 yards or so. I guess taking advantage of that turnover is probably the talking point of the game. I'm trying to think of where else Ohio State could have change some things up. They only gave up 14 points offensively. It's just they couldn't get anything going themselves on the offensive side.
So, yeah, and then we go to the rematch. We had 2 SEC rematches in the playoffs. Ole Miss and Georgia. I'm not going to lie. When Georgia went up 21-12 and then Ole Miss got a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter, I said to myself, okay, this is going to be deja vu all over again. Because it's the same thing. The Ole Miss guys scored and made it a two possession game in the fourth quarter when they're at Georgia. Here comes Georgia. They're going to score once, get a stop, score again.
So you didn't think it was over?
Oh, heck no.
Okay.
Because that's what happened the previous time they played.
Yeah, you're right.
And my thought is, okay, I want to see what Georgia does on this drive. And they did the exact same thing. Went down the field, hit some big plays, got the score, got a stop, got the ball back. Mm-hmm. And then you saw some really just questionable play calls.
Sure.
The going for it on your own that made it a 2-possession game, like, it's so telling because I've covered a lot of Georgia games where I worked at Macon, Georgia. Kirby does this stuff that he thinks he's throwing everyone off guard. Mm-hmm. Like, what's a number one coaching rule to do is do not run a fake after you call a timeout. He calls a timeout, and then he takes his punt team out there, and then he rushes them off. And if you watch how Ole Miss reacts, Ole Miss does nothing. Mm-hmm. They just stand there like, okay, we kind of saw this coming. Here comes the offense, and then they run a play that gets hit 3 yards in the backfield, had no chance of happening. And then some of the plays when Georgia got deep in the red zone and got inside the 10 and it's 1st and goal, 2nd and goal. Some of those play calls, like they roll them out to the right and only send 2 guys out there, and he throws a ball. And I'm not, if we're being honest, Brian, if that doesn't get batted down the line, that's picked off. Yeah, because there is nobody open.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I just.
Yeah, and they settle for a field goal, being inside their own 5-yard line.
Exactly.
You can't do that against Georgia or against Ole Miss, who was just running up and down the field on you. Mm-hmm. I mean, they, especially in the fourth quarter, they scored 21 points, 30 points total between 2 teams in the fourth quarter. Man, that makes for a fun ball game. It's
very fun.
I forgot about that fumble recovery for a touchdown that Georgia had. That was big mistake for Ole Miss, and I kind of was like, that might have been it for them. But they came back. And I was the other way. Once they got up 10, I thought they had all the momentum. I thought Georgia just lay down.
Yeah.
That's silly of me, knowing who Georgia is. Yeah. Would they just lay down? No, of course not. No. They didn't. They came back. Stockton, man, you can't say enough good things about him. Yeah. Like, he's not flashy. He's not, Caleb Williams or Trevor Lawrence level talent, but man, he's got the toughness of a bulldog, a Georgia bulldog. Like no pun intended right there. But some of the hits that he took were insane. He got down 10 and made some incredible plays that. I guess it was kind of a back shoulder throw when they were down 10 and that was a quick drive too.
Yeah,
like you're like, man, if Georgia wants to get back into this, the last thing they need to do is have a 5 or 6 minute drive here.
They need to go down 2 to 3 minutes, put it in, and give yourself a chance.
That's exactly what they did. And Stockton put that touchdown pass like right on the back shoulder, right on the money. And you can't say enough good things about him. So,
but you can say is equal, if not more, about Trinity Chambliss.
Absolutely.
If they get him back for next year, Heisman.
Yeah,
he should be the Heisman front runner. Yeah. But he really came alive in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter.
He did.
Some of the plays he was making, some of the throws he was making was just unreal.
Yeah, absolutely. He looked like. I don't know, just kind of like Lamar Jackson, but he was also passing it and throwing it around everywhere. Like, he was making plays out of nothing. He was scrambled around. He made good reads against a good Georgia defense. So, Chambliss did great. I'm glad he did it. Did you see where Lane Kiffin was while this game was going on?
Yeah.
At a LSU women's basketball game.
That was so awkward.
It was.
They're holding hands.
Yeah.
She raises it up in the air. I'm like, Kim, you've won something.
Yeah.
He hasn't.
Yeah, exactly. I was glad that Chambliss was on the field doing his thing while his coach isn't anywhere near it, kind of
Yeah.
getting his nose rubbed in it. Like, hey, this is what you left on the table right here.
I think the whole country, I know I'm rooting for him, but I think the whole country is. Have you seen all this mess now that their coaches that are staying on might not be able to coach on Saturday?
I've heard those
or
rumors.
Thursday. It's Thursday. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, one's Thursday, one's Friday.
I've seen those rumors. I didn't know if they were if there's any,
Oh, it's true.
Is it true? Okay.
It looks like there's only like one or two.
That's so dirty.
But like Ole Miss is saying, it's okay. We're all right. We'll take care of it.
Yeah.
No matter what. But still.
Yeah. That's the kind of attitude you have to have if you're Ole Miss. You can't sit there and be sour about it because Lane's already screwed you over.
Yeah.
This shouldn't surprise you, I guess. But
yeah.
I'm glad that they're winning and just having to rub Lane's nose in. It's like, you're wanting to chase a national championship. You've never been as close as we are right now, and you left us. You left this opportunity on the table.
Do win a national championship, and he never does that at LSU.
Please, that would be so awesome.
We're both God-fearing men. Jesus, give us. This isn't even a miracle. It's a reality.
Throw up some prayers.
This could happen.
It could.
Well, the matchups, I for some reason in my mind, I thought they were going to be Saturday, but they're actually Thursday and Friday. Got to love how much
there's
the
a
CFP
great slate coming up this weekend. This is going to be the last one until
that's right. They're trying to
September.
They're trying to beat the playoffs.
Right. So NFL playoffs start, and then you got the semifinals for college football Thursday and Friday. It's going to be great.
Yeah. Miami Ole Miss opening line. Miami 3 points, total points 41.5. Oregon Indiana, that's another rematch. Opening Indiana 3.5 points, total points 46.5.
Indiana took care of business with Oregon.
Yeah,
and I can't at Oregon, and I can't help but think they're just going to do it again. That was an early season game.
Yeah, that was the first kind of big marquee game we had, and Indiana's second half looked so good.
Not a high scoring game, right? From what I remember,
30-20, I think it was.
Was it 30-20?
I'm pretty sure they had.
Yeah, you're probably right. Let me see.
I know Oregon didn't. I think it was 31-20 or 30-20, something like that.
Let's see.
30-20. Yeah.
30-20. You're right.
Yeah. Something like that.
Oregon. That was in October 11th. So that's at the first of the season.
Yeah.
Oregon was 5-1. Indiana was 6-0 at the time.
Yeah.
Mendoza threw for 1 touchdown, 215 yards. Dante Moore threw 186 and 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
So I kind of foresee the same outcome, and I don't really know what's changed between these two teams.
I just think Indiana's defense has gotten so much better since that time, and they've that offense, no matter who they face, has been tested. They're getting everyone's best shot, and they look better and better. I just think that defense is – I think Texas Tech set the blueprint. All you need is minimal offense, good offense, just put some points on the board, and I think you can win that game.
Yeah. I would pick Indiana. They've looked better, and Chick-fil-A Peach Bowls in Atlanta.
Both. Yeah, that's weird. They're playing at the Peach Bowl. Miami and Ole Miss got to go to Arizona.
Yeah,
I think they would flip it for proximity, but it really doesn't matter for Indiana. I think it more hurts Oregon than anything else. But anyways, the other game, the Fiesta Bowl, Miami and Ole Miss. Miami 3-point favorites there. Ole Miss very similar to Ohio State in a lot of ways, which I think might help Miami, but Trinity Chambliss is something else.
Yeah, he is. Everybody's going to be talking about the Miami defensive line, and rightfully so. They looked
really
amazing.
Stinking good.
They're really good. But, I was watching some clips. There's a guy named the film guy, Austin. I think his name's Austin. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I follow.
He's
him.
amazing,
Yeah,
and so he was showing some different.
Too much of a Georgia homer for me.
He really is.
Like him. I don't know what it is about the national media. They're all from Georgia. They'll talk for hours about Georgia. Yeah. I'm like, okay, like guys, they're hanging out at the Georgia State Championships. Yeah. I'm like, I enjoy what you do, but this Georgia homerism, like I can't wait to watch their breakdowns now because they can't talk about Georgia every week.
Yes.
So it's that they might actually show how really good they are. But anyways, I know who you're talking about.
So he was showing some clips and some breakdowns, and everybody is going to be talking about how Miami and Ole Miss is not going to be able to hold up to Miami's defensive line. Well, news for you. Ole Miss didn't really hold up that well to Georgia's offensive line either.
Right.
Georgia was pushing them around and mowing through them. But Chambliss had a great game and worked around that. So if he did it against Georgia, why wouldn't he be able to do it against Miami and throw up some points? I don't know why, in my mind, I would think that Miami's defense is better than Georgia, just from thinking at things. Maybe that's just my SEC bias coming out, and I know more about Georgia. So I would lean, well, if Ole Miss took care of Georgia and dropped 39 on their head, why wouldn't they be able to do that against Miami? That's kind of the way my wheels are turning right now.
Yeah. I'm with you there. Miami is, I think, a little bit better Georgia defensively, but Miami is not as good offensively as Georgia is.
No, they're not.
So I think this is another Carson Beck game. Carson Beck was really good against Ohio State. Is he going to be really good against Ole Miss? Because you just never know which Carson Beck you're going to get night in and night out.
You say he was really good. I think he was good at managing the game.
Exactly. He didn't take any chances.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
He didn't turn the ball.
No turnovers. One touchdown.
But they ran the ball.
Well. Right. Let me see how many.
But he
how much
had
they ran
that
for.
one third down conversion on like 3rd and 13 where he lowered his shoulder.
Yeah.
Those are the type of plays. But are you going to get that from him game in and game out?
And what you said, they ran the ball well. That's what they did against A&M to be able to grind that low-scoring game out, right?
That game should have been better than what it was.
Right,
because
absolutely.
They missed 3 field goals.
Absolutely, yeah. They ran 153 yards against Ohio State compared to Ohio State's 45.
Yeah.
So
shut down the run and be able to run it.
Can they do that again against Ole Miss? If they can do that against Ole Miss, then I like their chances. Control the game, control the clock. They didn't. Not much of a discrepancy in time of possession between Ohio State and Miami for that game. It was 26 minutes for Ohio State and about 33 minutes for Miami. So there's a slight edge right there. But, they ran the ball really well. Total yards, Ohio State had the edge, but 2 turnovers, only 45 rushing yards. Yeah, Miami could do that to Ole Miss.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we're both on board with Indiana. I'm kind of leaning towards Ole Miss, but I wouldn't be shocked if I wouldn't be shocked if either team won either way. The only shock would be if it was 50-45.
Yeah.
That would be the big shock.
Out of the semifinals, I think I would be the biggest upset in my mind would be Oregon beating Indiana. Ole Miss or Miami coming out of that south side of the bracket. Wouldn't surprise me that much. Indiana winning wouldn't surprise me that much.
I'm going to pose a question to you now, and we'll ask when everyone's back here tomorrow. SEC didn't have a good postseason.
No.
Their playoff wins are against each other.
Yep.
So they got a lot in. Didn't look great. And outside of Ole Miss, which is why Ole Miss is where they are right now. But you look at the bowls, and you look what they went 4-9 in bowl games, and 2 wins were against each other, something like that. I'm looking at some of these other results here, but a lot of people dumping on the SEC. Is it deserved, or is this just another? Bowls are just different. The nature of bowl games are different. That sort of thing.
I think it could be both. I think. Trying to think a little nuance, a little black and white. It's not black or white. I think there's a little gray area here. Yeah. I think that the Big Ten, it's not 2012 anymore.
Right.
It's not 10 to 15 years ago. The Big Ten and their schools have closed the gap to the top upper echelon of the SEC schools.
Right.
I don't think there's any doubt about that. Nick Saban's not walking through that door in Tuscaloosa. There's a new daddy in town.
Right.
Georgia, still really good, but it kind of came off that mountaintop where they had 2 national championships right there.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Michigan's won. Ohio State's won. Indiana looks like they're the favorite to win this year. So I think the Big Ten has closed the gap. At the same time, some of these lesser bowl games – it gets weird with the opt-outs and the head coaching changes, and do some players care, do some don't? I think there is something to be said about the uniqueness of a bowl game and whether or not some of those teams and some of those coaches are more focused on winning the bowl game, or are they more focused on getting raises and whether they're going to hit transfer portal or who's going to come out of the transfer portal and join your team for the next year.
Yeah.
I think there's a little nuance there. So I definitely think the Big Ten is closed and the SEC is not as dominant anymore.
Yeah.
But if you look at the draft numbers, right?
Right.
Who the NFL is going to look for the best talent. The best talent still resides in the SEC at the end of the day. That's what I think.
And the only other win outside of the playoff, which 2 of those wins came from Ole Miss, Alabama had the other, was Texas against Michigan in the Cheez-It Bowl.
Yep.
Which, by the way, the Pop-Tart Bowl this year, incredible. Great game.
Upper crust.
Great finich. Knocking the other one, leaving and jumping into the portal. I mean, they knocked it out of the park. And now we're turning yellow again. What in the world is going on here? Okay, but we're going to take a break, and then we're going to get in the NFL when we return.
At C&B Linen, fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you. Because you're not just a customer, you're family. From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. From our high-quality products to our fast, friendly, and reliable service, you'll experience the difference with C&B Linen. Because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
Got a dent, a ding, a scratch, or a bent fender? Major or minor, Car Country Collision Center in Leoma can fix you up. Car Country works with all insurance carriers, gives free estimates, can work on foreign and domestic vehicles, and has experience you can trust. They've been in business since 1990. Unfortunately, accidents happen, but you can get your car back on the road with as little hassle as possible with the help of Car Country. Call 931-852-4708 or stop by at 2567 Highway 43 South in Leoma.
Hey everyone, this is Landon Saunders.
And this is Nate Patterson with Cloud9 Fiber.
We're excited to finally be able to offer Lawrenceburg our blazing fast, reliable, and affordable fiber internet services.
If you're looking for a more reliable and more affordable provider, we at Cloud9 Fiber have you covered.
Plans start at $50 a month, and we can offer up to a gigabit to your home or business.
We are excited to be able to offer your first month of service entirely free. We encourage you to sign up on cloud9fiber.com or by calling 931-201-9098 so we can help you make the switch today.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Welcome, everybody, to X Sports Today. AJ Good with Bryant Gobble. Had to change our camera angle a little bit because that camera over there made us look like The Simpsons, as Ben Luna puts it, which was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's Happy Black Monday for all of you sickos in the NFL that celebrate. But we had some important games this past week, Bryant. Some division deciding games. The Buccaneers beating the Panthers, the Seahawks getting the number 1 seed over the 49ers, and then last night's might have been the best of all of them. What a game between the Ravens and the Steelers. It's 27 combined points in the fourth quarter when we had a combined 23 points, and we got just one answer after another. Then just when you thought the missed extra point was going to doom the Steelers, the rookie kicker misses a very makeable, even though that
Yeah.
end zone wreaks havoc
Yeah.
on kickers, but a very makeable one that would have won in the division and got him a 4 seed in a home playoff game coming up this next week.
Yeah, and it wasn't really even close either. Like
Right.
he yanked it from. It looked like
I
my
just
driver off the tee box.
Like
you
it was like,
know?
oh, they're good. No,
No,
It's-
yeah, it wasn't close.
No.
I feel bad for the kicker. I hate though that everybody's focusing on him and they're not focusing on Calvin Austin, who caught the touchdown pass.
Yeah.
And the defender who just, was on all fours.
Yeah.
Like he got
Right.
juked out of his shoes and
Yeah.
he slipped. But like I don't know, just don't let that touchdown happen, a wide open touchdown happen on the previous defensive possession.
Yeah.
And you're not putting yourself in this position to where you have to make a pressure field goal to
Yeah.
win the game. So there's a lot of blame to go around. You know, it was fun to watch for me. I know many Ravens, multiple Ravens fans though, and they're just so frustrated. They're like, why were we in this?
Well, speaking of wide open guys, how wide open? They got Zay Flowers wide open,
Oh,
not
my-
once, twice with nobody
Yeah.
within 20 yards of him. He jogged into the end zone on both of those.
I was literally talking to my friend Connor, and he's diehard Ravens fan, and I was texting him like, man, I hate to see Lamar injured because it just didn't feel like we don't have those vintage Lamar plays. We don't have those explosive plays
then he
anymore.
hits 2 big ones.
And literally 30 seconds after I hit send, he's shedding off 2 defenders that have their arms around him, and he's chucking it to Zay Flowers, in the end zone. And then the other one, they kind of do a play action, almost like a fake toss to Henry going right, and Zay Flowers is running the post up there. Nobody's there. Chris Collinsworth drew like a box on the board, like it was like a 50 by 50 yard part of the field where he wasn't even open. Like literally half the field wasn't even covered, and Zay Flowers, easiest throw Lamar made, just throw it up. Zay will run underneath it, and he took it to the end zone, and he did. Give props to Aaron Rodgers though, like he's been in pressure moments before. He didn't blink, and as soon as the opportunity hit, he hit him right on
both
the money.
sides got big special teams plays.
Yes.
Like they go down, and then they get a good kickoff return. Then the offense moves down. Rodgers 31 of 47. He didn't make any huge bad mistakes, and he doesn't have DK Metcalf, but he's hitting Kenneth Gainwell. I'm looking around like you have 2 guys with 5 catches, 1 with 8, 3 with 3, 2 others with. I think even one of the receivers, who was it? Patrick Ricard. He had 1 catch. That was just the 2nd catch of the year, and it went for a first down.
Really?
Right before he hit Zay Flowers
that's
for the big play. And I'm like, these guys are just making one big play after the other. And the one Lamar pick was just a wild, weird deflection. It went off 2 guys and lands right in TJ Watt's lap.
Lamar played well. I hate it for him so much. There's been a lot of chat on social media since last night about Lamar's not the one that's making the mistake, it's his players. Like last night it was the kicker. Last year, if you remember them playing at Buffalo in the playoffs, Mark Andrews falling it literally just catch it in your hands, like catch it with your body. He was trying to make that decision, and before he knew it, the ball's on the ground, and the game's over because they didn't convert on that 2-point conversion. Derrick Henry has ended Lamar Jackson's season a couple of times. Zay Flowers fumbled trying to go in the end zone the year before. 2 years ago, maybe something like that. Either way, it's been something always kind of happening to where Lamar doesn't get his flowers. He doesn't make it to the Super Bowl, and it's not really his fault. He's playing well. He's playing well, and he's taking care of business. I mean, he went out there hurt last night. Like he's had a hamstring injury the whole time. I think he's had some rib issues. Like they put that rib protector on him. I feel bad for him. I feel bad mostly though as a Titans fan for Derrick Henry. That guy's so good, and you're like, man,
good last night.
How many more years does he have left? Like can he do this again next year? I want him to get a Super Bowl ring so bad, but it just doesn't look like it's going to happen.
It's maybe not there. Might have to go somewhere else. Speaking of needing his flowers, how about Sam Darnold and the Seahawks? Number 1 seed along with the Broncos and number 1 seed. They'll play the lowest remaining seed of whoever wins. I'd love for it to be the 49ers, even though I don't have much faith in us going in the Philly and winning that game. Here's some of the playoff matchups. On the AFC side, let's go in chronological order. Bills at the Jags. How about the Jaguars winning the AFC South? That's a big story now. A lot of people are talking about. They came from the depths of you-know-what, and now they're sitting as the 3 seed. You got the Chargers at the Patriots, speaking of coming out of the depths of you-know-what. And then Monday night, we get Texans at Steelers.
Yep.
So that's your AFC slate, and the Broncos get the lowest remaining seed.
Yeah. I would have never thought that the Jaguars would come out and win the division. As terrible as they'd looked in the past through the Urban Meyer situation and then the Doug Peterson, is that right? That whole situation.
I like Doug Peterson. That's just wasn't a good fit for him.
Exactly.
He did lead them to one playoff win.
Exactly.
One of the more improbable comebacks in NFL history.
I
watched that at Disney World, laughing my rear end off the whole time.
All the Florida fans around you.
They were going crazy.
Yeah. I am just really impressed with Liam Cohen and what he's done. And it's a match made in heaven with him and Trevor Lawrence. You know, they were talking on Fox Sports Radio. I was listening to it last week, and like the quarterback coaching combo is is probably the most important part of a team that you got to get right. You got to get it right. And you see Cohen and Lawrence just working well together. They're getting the best out of each other. Same things happening with Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson. You know, the same things happened with Stafford and McVay. Like those guys that work well together had the most success, and the Jaguars have put it on the field this year.
And and their defense is good. They're finally getting all those pieces to work together. Patriots, again, what a great turnaround they've been. They've got a really tough Chargers team coming in. I think the most intriguing, though, is the Steelers and the Texans.
I do too.
Because you've got two good quarterbacks that have kind of had up and down years. Both of those franchises have up and down years. You thought the Texans were going to dominate the division. They still get in. Give them credit for getting in. But the Jaguars win that division. But they started off terrible, made this great comeback, and got themselves in it. So all of these matchups are just so intriguing. And then it's a battle to who's going to go to the Broncos, who have won, I think, every game at home this year?
Yeah, the Steelers, if they do, it's like congratulations, you beat your biggest rival. Your reward is you got to go play the Texans, right? It's in Pittsburgh.
It's in Pittsburgh. And it's probably going to be really freaking cold.
It's probably going to be cold. So congratulations, you got the Texans, D'Amico Ryans coming looking to end Aaron Rodgers' career. And if you win that, your reward is number 1 seed Denver Broncos in Denver.
Well, it depends. Well, if the Bills beat the Jags or the Chargers beat
That's
the
right.
Patriots,
They reseed. I forgot.
They remaining seed. So,
that's right.
But that could happen because honestly, I like the Bills going into Jacksonville and winning. And I could see the Chargers going into New England and winning. Even though I'm going to pick the Patriots, but I'm also going to pick the Bills over the Jags because at some point, Josh Allen's got to, and that whole group has got to put it together. And now we know why they let Stephon Diggs go to go everywhere.
That's been a weird situation.
That guy. I mean. Were you shocked when you saw?
No.
I mean, maybe shocked by what he did, but the domestic violence and the way he acts and the way he is, I'm not shocked by him.
It's terrible timing if it's not true, and it's terrible that it could ruin his this playoff run.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, okay, this guy doesn't have the cleanest track record, so it's not impossible that these allegations are true, and it's just horrific timing for him. I mean, the guy has been close to a Super Bowl. He's been on really good teams, and now he's also here, and it's like, okay, dude, just act right. Just don't even give anybody a chance to question your moral conduct, and you wouldn't be in this position. And now he's potentially throwing away another playoff run.
And he's hurting their chances. He's their number one guy. Drake May is probably going to win the MVP. And now but if they win without him, he wasn't good enough to be there anyway.
That's right.
We'll see.
So the Bills or the Chargers win, they will go play the Broncos because they're the 6th.
Okay. But if both of them win, it will be the Chargers because they're the 7th.
They're the 7th. Right.
NFC has definitely got some intriguing matchups. We mentioned Eagles, 49ers, Rams, and Panthers because the Rams have kind of stumbled down the stretch here. And how funny is it? The Falcons beat the Saints after the Panthers lose to the Buccaneers, which puts the Panthers over the Buccaneers into the playoffs, and then they fire their coach in the locker room. I don't know if that happened, but that announcement came.
It came quick,
very quickly.
They didn't let him leave the facility. I don't think.
No, but also a good one though on the 10th. So do we have? We have 2 games on Saturday.
Should.
Yeah, and then we have 3 games Sunday and one on Monday.
One on Monday.
So 2 NFC games. So the first one's Panthers-Rams and Bears-Packers, which is only for the 3rd time in their history, Bryant, that they're meeting up in the playoffs.
Really? I
3rd
did
time.
not know that.
I didn't know that either, but Packers traditionally have been bad. When one team's really good, the other team's really down.
Yeah.
So I'm not completely just like I didn't realize until 2015 that the Cubs and the Cardinals had never met in the playoffs until then.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they've already played twice this year, so get ready for round 3.
What'd they do?
December 7th was the first time they played.
Ooh.
And it was 28-21 Packers.
Okay.
They did split. December 20th, remember this game went into overtime and the Bears won 22-16.
When was the first game? December 7th?
Yes.
So they're going to play 3 times in the span of a month.
Yes.
Man, the NFL got gold.
Yeah,
with this.
Absolutely. One of the biggest huge rivalry,
Yeah,
and
I think it's the oldest rivalry in the NFL.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
believe
sure it is.
I know a diehard Packers fan. He's like, my goodness, I cannot stand the Bears. And
they got to go to Chicago at night.
Yeah,
gotta love when they put the games at night in the cold weather cities.
Yeah, it's great. They just, I love looking at the sky shot, the stadium shot, and the players are down in the trenches, and you can just see the breath coming down.
Of the 6 games we get this weekend, only one's going to be played in somewhat warm weather because Jacksonville.
Yeah.
It can get cold. I mean, it can get cold in Florida too, but we're not talking Buffalo cold or New England cold. And then you also got Pittsburgh, New England, Chicago, all at night. And Charlotte can get really cold too, and that game's at 3. And Charlotte and Philadelphia, we all know how cold it can get in Philly. Those are 3:30.
Is it kind of wild that the AFC and the NFC North are the teams that probably need a dome the most, but they don't have one? I guess the Lions do, but
Minnesota does.
Minnesota and the Lions do, but
the
Packers, Bears, no. Steelers, Ravens, outside.
Bengals,
Browns,
Browns,
they're all outside, and they have some of the worst weather games.
Yeah.
The Bills over in the East.
But they are getting a dome.
No, I think
I thought it was a dome.
I thought it was open air.
Or is it retractable roof hanging?
I thought it was open air. I could have been wrong. I know they installed some technology to help melt the snow whenever it does fall on the top parts of it.
No, you're right. It is open air.
I thought it was open air.
Yeah, because that if played right, that can be an advantage. Because I'm looking at a picture. Yeah, you're right. It is open air, but that might be the snow melt. But I mean, why put that up there? I love the I love the whole the bringing the fans in to shovel the snow out.
Oh yeah,
and they get like $20 an hour plus free food.
Yes,
I love that the Bills do that. I mean,
too.
I guess they can still do that.
Yeah,
but.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Bears Packers. I've as much as a tailhole as Caleb Williams has made himself out to be.
Yeah.
I enjoy watching him play football. From a clear football standpoint, he's fun to watch on the field because he is really good at what he does.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun game. I think all of these games in a way are going to be fun. I can't look at any of these and go, "Yep, I know exactly what's going to happen in that game." Because if the right 49er team shows up in Philly, no matter how good Philly is, that's going to be a dogfight.
Yep.
Bears Packers is going to be a dogfight because the previous 2 games were dogfights.
Yep.
The Panthers and the Rams both kind of stumbling down the stretch after having really good middles of the season.
Devontae Adams is coming back for the Rams. You got to think that helps them get back on track offensively.
Yeah. And then you look at the AFC, Chargers might be the most. You could probably lean one way or the other, but the Chargers could bully ball them to death, and Justin Herbert could have his moment there on the road. Jaguars, Bills is up in the air, and we definitely know Steelers and Texans is up in the air. Nothing sitting right here is making me go, man.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be a dominant performance.
No, and then you get into the second round, and it's kind of like, okay, the Broncos and Seahawks, they've been dominant, but they've been sitting in a week. Are they getting a hot Texans team? Are they getting a Rams team that's starting to figure it out now? I love the NFL playoffs. It's
so unpredictable.
It's so unpredictable. It's probably my favorite postseason in sports.
But what
it's
a weekend
great.
we get. Thursday and Friday, college football playoffs. We get 2 games Saturday in the NFL, 3 on Sunday, 1 on Monday.
Yeah.
Thursday through Monday.
Enjoy it.
We're getting
Enjoy it. It's going to come
high-level football.
Maybe May, June, definitely July, and you're going to be sitting around on a Thursday night. And you're like, man, can I just get one crappy Thursday night NFL football game?
They're
like,
going to give you the UFL.
Yeah, we're going to be sitting watching the UFL, and we're going to be longing for a weekend like this that we have coming up. Like, this is good stuff.
We're going to go to Nashville and watch the Cats in the one of the 5 million arena football leagues that they play in.
Yeah.
Well, we mentioned it before, Brian. It is Black Monday, so the Raiders fire Pete Carroll after 1 year. The Cardinals fired Gannon, 15-36 in 3 seasons. Browns fire Stefanski, but keep the GM. And the Falcons get rid of Raheem Morris. So 4 guys go down. And technically, Black Monday came very shortly after the Falcons put the Panthers in the playoffs yesterday after beating the Saints.
Yeah, that situation is a little strange. They closed the season well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they fired their general manager. I feel like they drafted well, and
Yeah.
maybe they're just not happy with operations in-house. I don't know. But I think the coaching changes are warranted. They needed it.
Yeah.
Need to get Penix a fresh start, someone who can develop him and try to get the most out of him,
Right.
and try to get the most out of their talent while they can, because the Falcons are not far off from winning with all the talent that they have. Raheem Morris, move on. I get it. Stefanski, that's a little weird because you hear all these guys saying that the firing was kind of just water under the bridge, I guess. It's not like they were at odds with each other. They're mad at each other. It's just, hey, we're going in different directions. Stefanski, you're released. And there are going to be some other teams that talk to him about coaching. Offensive coordinator, or even head coaching job next year. Like, he's not going to just go away. Like, he's going to have a home because he's regarded and well-respected around the league. That's a little weird situation. What are you going to do at quarterback? What are you going to do with Deshaun?
Yeah.
The coach that comes in there is going to have to make those decisions, but they do have a good young draft class.
Right.
They got Harold Fannin, who's played well. They've got Myles Garrett, who's awesome.
Just broke the league record for sacks in a year
yeah.
quietly.
Amazing.
That's another topic for another day, but just within the span of a few months, we've had the NHL goals record with Ovechkin, and then we have Myles Garrett with the sacks record, which just 10 years ago, that would have been front page news. And it's both of those have been so buried in whatever nonsense we deal with day in and day out.
Yeah, 23 sacks in a single season. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, it was only 18 games. Well, he had 22 like 3 games ago.
Yeah.
And, he's getting double teamed every time. And I was listening to Dan Patrick, and he was saying the Browns play from behind in a lot of games. So the team that's ahead of them is going to run the ball a lot.
Yeah.
So he's not going to get as many opportunities to just purely rush the quarterback. So he could have broke this in 15 games probably with a better team. So whoever the Browns coach comes in, he's going to have a unique situation. Cardinals and Gannon, that is a good situation, I think, for whatever coach is walking in, because they're going to have kind of range to do whatever, because I don't think they're keeping Kyler Murray. Do you? I think he's gone.
Well, I was going to mention that. I think all 4 of these firings have something in common. Quarterback instability.
Yeah.
The Browns, how many guys that they got are, and we don't know if any of them are good.
None.
We really don't know. Kyler Murray has been awful outside of that one really good playoff year that he had with Cliff Kingsbury. The Raiders, even though he's not really my boy, there's been better WVU quarterbacks, but Geno Smith is there, and he's been a disaster in L.A. Atlanta, it's Kirk Cousins, is it Penix? Can either of them stay healthy?
Yeah.
There's quarterback instability. If anything, the guy I feel the worst for is Gannon, because he got stuck with Kyler, and the organization told you have to stay with Kyler. And he probably wanted to go in another direction, but he was stuck with this.
Yeah.
Like, you have to play this guy, and now both of them could be gone.
Yeah. I think I like the Cardinals situation better if they're ready, if they're finally ready to move on from
they need to.
Kyler. And I think they're ready to. You come in with a clean slate, and I think the Cardinals position will be sought after. Raiders, that's a weird situation to me. I don't know. The Tom Brady thing's been weird for me to listen to. It's like, okay, who's running the show? Everybody keeps talking about Tom Brady, but like Mark Davis? Is that right?
Yeah.
He's
Al Davis's son.
Right. He's the owner. Like, is he going to like control the team? He's going to let Tom control the team. Pete Carroll, they brought him in and they fire him after a year. That whole situation has been strange.
Him in the first place.
They shouldn't have.
There's a lot like Stefanski Gannon I got, but you never should have brought in Pete Carroll. He was too old.
Yeah.
And his act was wearing thin in Seattle to begin with.
Yes.
It was wearing thin for a while, but he had just a phenomenally talented team.
Won a
that
Super Bowl, you get a little bit longer leash.
Yeah, you get a way longer leash there. And then and then Raheem Morris, who, if you want to know what kind of disaster he was in Tampa, it's funny you hired Raheem Morris over Bill Belichick. Now, I agree with not hiring Bill Belichick, but you hired him over Bill Belichick when a lot of these other guys who are doing great things at these other teams were on the table at the time.
Yeah,
it's questionable.
Yeah. Oakland has a top draft pick, so that is going for whoever comes in. They're Oakland's going to have it. They have number 1 draft pick for the first time since Russell. What's his name? Was that right?
Jamarcus Russell.
Jamarcus Russell. Yeah, the LSU,
greatest, maybe the biggest bust of all time.
Right. Yeah. So they need a quarterback.
Right.
Not necessarily a quarterback heavy class. Mendoza's kind of the guy, right? He's the prized possession of the class, but he doesn't necessarily, do anything just great that you're like, yes, this is my franchise guy.
Yeah.
So do the Raiders trade the pick?
Yeah.
Do they pick Mendoza? I don't know, but whoever the head coach is, you are going to have a clean slate, a number 1 draft pick to work with, and Tom Brady breathing down your neck. So
there you go.
Yeah.
No pressure. But, sometimes, when John Elway was the GM of the Broncos and he brought Peyton Manning in, and that worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
He got rid of Team Tebow and put Peyton Manning in there, and 2 Super Bowls and 2 Super Bowl appearances. And a championship, and built a very good defense there in Denver. So
speaking of Pete Carroll, that was an ugly Super Bowl for Peyton.
They won though.
That was ugly off the bat. That was the snap. On the
you're talking
possession.
About the Seattle
the
one.
Seattle,
Gosh,
that's.
This is the opening snap too.
Yeah, opening snap went right over Peyton's head and went back like 50 yards.
That's why they shouldn't have wore the orange jerseys for the Super Bowl. I like the orange jerseys, but anytime you wear an alternate uniform for a big game or like the game, it gives me it's a weird ick that I have with sports, but it is what it is.
It's okay. He got it back against the Panthers and Cam Newton.
So his defense got it back. He faced Cam Newton, but he did make some big plays.
He captained the ship. He might have not been rowing the boat, but he was telling the guys which way to row.
He made some big plays, way more than Cam Newton. Yeah, I said it.
Yeah, that's right.
We found out everything about Cam Newton in that Super Bowl. When the ball was in front of him, he didn't dive.
No, he was just watching it.
It was a business decision, and he never, ever... Did he ever win another playoff game?
Ooh.
After that?
Anytime after 2015? I wouldn't think so. I could be wrong.
They made it the next year, but I want to say they were first-round exits.
I could be wrong.
Let's, before we go...
Carolina Panthers. 2015...
Okay, is that when they...
when they played Peyton. Let's see. What is this? I'm not having any luck. It's not going
go to, let's see if we can do pro football reference 2015 Panthers.
He's been making a bunch of clips, highlight clips and whatnot, bouncing around on different sports shows, and he has one funny clip about Keon Coleman. Have you seen that one? He's just kind of saying, all right, Coleman, you got the benefit of that when you're a rookie, but you need to step up now.
Right.
And the only way that Cam Newton can tell a story, and at the end of the video, he's sitting here doing this as he's fading away from the...
Let's see, the next year, they, I don't think they made the play. Hang on, this is so... They didn't make the playoffs in 2016. 17, they lost to the Saints. 18 didn't make the playoffs. 19 didn't make the playoffs. 20 didn't make the playoffs. Wow. 21 didn't make the playoffs.
I mean, when's the last year he played for the Panthers?
I think I'm already past it.
I think so.
22.
Came back for a weird time
They've only made the playoffs one time since that Super Bowl.
Since 15.
So they're making it for just the second time since that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Man, they really signed a deal with the devil there, didn't they?
They did. It hasn't been good for him since.
Yeah, so,
I haven't sniffed it. I guess the Falcons kind of ran the division there for a little bit with Matt Ryan.
The Buccaneers lately with Baker.
Bucks, obviously, when Tom was there.
The Saints, the Drew Brees Saints and that bunch. They got, that.
Drew was kind of old in that 16 to 20.
They were still winning.
They were.
Yeah, they were still winning games. So.
Yeah, him and checking down to Alvin Kamara
it's been
every other play.
It's been a weird division.
Yeah.
It definitely is. Well, Bryant, tomorrow the whole crew will be with us as we will be doing some Keep It or Dump It. I forgot the name of it. And we haven't had trivia in a while, so I got to stump these guys somehow. We'll break out some trivia when we return. So for Brian Gobble, I'm AJ Good. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.